Well, Massachusetts is filled with small liberal arts colleges, and as you could say, like the name, liberal arts, you can imagine what they are. They're liberal. This headline reads, Springfield College tells students to avoid using terms mother and father. It comes from the folks over at Campus Reform. Avoid the terms using mother and father? First off, Father's Day is Sunday, all right? And I'm not changing the term father. I'm a dad, and I will always be referred to as father from my son, okay? Nothing else, no other statement to describe me. This is from the Springfield College website explaining how they create gender-inclusive environments, okay? Let's throw it up on the screen. It reads, one way that Springfield College seeks to create gender-inclusive academic living and work environments is by encouraging all members of the campus community to indicate the pronouns they use for themselves, if desired, in classes, residence hall, workplaces, and other settings, and by encouraging members of the campus community to respect these pronouns. So I never really understood this pronoun nonsense. I'm a he. Grant goes to the store. That means he's going to the store, all right? Not they, and certainly not Z or Zir. This is out of the handbook. Springfield College pronoun table. I don't get this stuff. Somebody help me. Explaining how to use pronouns like Z and Zir. Z is studying. I studied with Zir. The book is Zir's. I remember from Superman, kneel before Zod, but I do not know anything about Zir. Well, joining me now to talk about all of this is the professor at the University of Houston and Campus Reform Higher Education Fellow, Adam Ellwanger. Adam, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Grant. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, that's a no-no. You can't say that, I guess, on some college campuses. What in the world is going on here, Adam? What did you find?
Well, it's not just Springfield College. It's also happened at Boston University, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Kansas University. And really, this is an attempt to erase motherhood and fatherhood. Language, as I know from being an English professor, is the medium of thought. And what they're trying to do is by changing the language, they're trying to change the way we think. And this is in the interest of the diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda that's spreading across higher education like a wildfire.
So it's not even grammatically correct, right? I mean, they use this they. I mean, that's like they is plural to me. It always has been. When I say Joe Biden is crazy, he is crazy, I don't say they be crazy about Joe Biden. It's just flat out wrong, right?
Yes. Grammatically speaking, this is all very new. And what we're seeing is a top-down effort by universities and elites that staff them to perpetuate false ideas about gender, about sex, about child rearing, family formation, and this is really what it's about. They've labeled things like fatherhood as an example of toxic masculinity. Of course, this ignores the fact that fathers play an integral role for their children, a role that mothers can't perform, and mothers perform a role that fathers can't perform either. By policing language, the universities are trying to erase these differences and advance a leftist ideology.
So, I guess why? I mean, I know to advance a leftist ideology, I guess blurring the lines between men and women. I've made the argument they want to take men out of society. History has shown us, you go back to ancient Greece, ancient Rome, you take men out of society, the society starts to collapse. Is that the goal here?
It's difficult to say what the goal is. What I don't understand is that university students are our next generation of parents. And we know that the best environment for children to grow up in is a family with a mother and a father. Statistics bear this out. 85% of youths in prison come from single-parent households. 71% of high school dropouts do. The statistics go on and on. And so you would think that the universities would be equipping their students to be successful parents who can raise their children to be the best that they can be. And instead, they seem to be undercutting the integral roles, which seems to be handicapping the students' future success and the success of their children.
You know, really, I look at this stuff. It all seems pretty ridiculous to me, except when you look at the end game of just absolute chaos with it all. But I think the large majority of the American people don't understand this is really going on. My mom, many people would be surprised to learn, is a New York liberal. She's a liberal. She hates what I do. She thinks I ruin the family name, and we get in arguments all the time. I said to her about this very subject, not wanting to use father or mother or something else. I said, Mom, they want to call women birthing people. They don't even want to admit their... What her response to me was, this is a 70-something-year-old woman. Oh, that's bull, you know what. That's bull. That's not true. I said, Mom, birthing people. I actually think this is the problem. There are many, even liberals, that don't understand this craziness is going on, Adam.
Yeah, I think that the media does a very good job of, in every report of these sort of things, saying, well, that's just one instance. What we know and what we've seen over the last 20 years or even the last 50 years is that the fountainhead, the headwaters of this leftist ideology that's sweeping across the city is the university. The American university is the think tank for these ideas. And they begin there, and then they are disseminated into broader society. So it's easy for people to laugh, right? It sounds so strange when you first hear these things, but you have to really offer some resistance at the moment you hear them, because they have an aggressive agenda that they do not wish to be restricted just to campus. It's a blueprint for the new America, and we need to guard against it.
Well, for my mother, I know she's not watching, but if she was, just to prove to her that this is not phony baloney stuff, let me give you this cutout. This is number 4. Springfield College states that pronouns are important because they don't to make trans students feel disrespected. Listen to this. It reads, as a society, we commonly assume the gender of others by their appearance and indicate these assumptions by using gendered language such as she, he, ma'am, sir, miss, mister, and ladies and gentlemen. This practice results in many individuals, especially trans and gender non-conforming individuals, being misgendered, which may lead them to feel disrespected, marginalized, and invisible. Look, I don't want anyone to feel that way. I really don't. But Con, you got to grow up. You're in the minority. Why does the majority have to change their ways for a tiny fraction of society?
Well, one of the shocking things about this is it seems new, but it's not. As the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform Online has reported, it was a full 10 years ago now that Barack Obama's Department of Education changed the terms mother and father on the federal application for student aid to parent one and parent two. So this erasure in the name of inclusion, in an effort not to exclude or marginalize anyone, is actually been a long time coming, and it went without notice back 10 years ago, and now we're here where multiple universities have issued these guidelines for their students.
Well, when it comes to my son's mom and I, my ex-wife, I'm parent one. She can be parent two. Okay? We'll get that straight. Adam Ellwanger, I appreciate you coming on. Campus Reform is a great organization. We appreciate you laying this out for us.